It's been exactly a year since my husband found out about my affair with my boss, and the life I once took for granted came crashing down around me. The details are still fresh in my mind, haunting me every day. At the time, I thought I was being careful. I thought I could control the situation, but I was disastrously wrong. It all started about a year and a half ago. My boss, a charismatic and accomplished man in his early 40s, had a way of making everyone feel special. He would praise my work in front of the entire team, invite me to late-night strategy meetings, and occasionally text me after hours about non-work related things. At first, it felt innocent, a mentor helping his employee grow. But the lines blurred quickly. Flirting turned into coffee dates outside of work, which turned into drinks after office hours. The thrill was addictive. I convinced myself that it was harmless and that it wouldn't lead to anything serious. I loved my husband, or at least that's what I told myself, but I felt a strange sense of entitlement to the excitement my boss brought into my life. My husband and I had been married for 5 years, and things had become routine. He was dependable, gentle, and kind, but he wasn't the type to sweep me off my feet. I never realized how much I would miss that stability until I lost it. I don't know how my husband discovered the affair. He never gave me the satisfaction, or the horror, of telling me exactly what tipped him off. At the time, I was too busy juggling two lives to notice the subtle changes in him. He became quieter, more observant. I thought he was just stressed from work. The moment everything fell apart wasn't loud or dramatic. One evening, I came home to find him sitting at the kitchen table with a folder in front of him. His face was calm, almost unreadable, but his eyes were filled with something I couldn't quite place. Disappointment, anger, maybe both. He didn't yell. He didn't accuse me. He simply opened the folder and slid it toward me. Inside were printed screenshots of text messages, emails, and even pictures of me with my boss. I couldn't breathe. My chest tightened as I tried to form words, but nothing came out. He spoke calmly, which somehow made it worse. "I know everything," he said. "I've known for weeks." I begged him to let me explain, to give me another chance, but he didn't respond. He simply stood up, walked to the bedroom, and locked the door. That night, I slept on the couch, crying until I had no tears left. The next few weeks were a blur of silence. My husband didn't argue with me, or even acknowledge me beyond basic pleasantries. Then, one morning, he left for work as usual. But when I came home that evening, the house was empty. His clothes, his laptop, even his toothbrush, gone. On the kitchen table, there was a stack of divorce papers. I thought that was the worst of it, but I was wrong. He had taken his time planning his exit and his revenge. A few days later, my parents called me, furious. He had sent them everything, the texts, the emails, the pictures. My mother cried on the phone, calling me names I never thought I'd hear from her. My father said he was ashamed of me and hung up. My friends were next. He emailed the evidence to our closest mutual friends, ensuring that no one could see me the same way again. The whispers and judgment were unbearable. At work, things spiraled out of control. Somehow, HR got involved. My boss was fired for violating company policy, and I was given the choice to resign or be terminated. I resigned, but it didn't save my reputation. Word spread quickly, and I became the subject of office gossip. My husband wasn't done. He sold our house without telling me, using a legal loophole to ensure I got none of the proceeds. He emptied our joint savings account, leaving me with barely enough to rent a small apartment. He even moved to another city, cutting off all contact with me. Now, a year later, I'm still picking up the pieces. I've been unable to hold a steady job because of the stigma attached to my name in my industry. My parents only recently started speaking to me again, but it's strained and awkward. Most of my friends have disappeared. I heard through mutual acquaintances that my ex-husband is thriving. He's in a new city, working a great job, and dating someone who seems perfect for him. I can't blame him for moving on, but it hurts to know I'm the reason for his pain, and now my own. Every day, I wonder if I could have done things differently. I thought I was chasing excitement, but all I found was regret and loss. The consequences of my choices are a weight I carry constantly, and I'm not sure I'll ever put it down.